The defending champions, I just want to tell Harsha that Joy has recused himself from this discussion on account of his just rising rage. So I thought that, anyway, it's raining, it's leaking, it feels like his tears, they'll just all merge in that. So let's just keep him out of this.
Firstly, opening stands. They had 7 out of 14 opening stands right at the start between Salt and Narayan.
Yeah.
This one, they didn't get a single 50-run opening stand.
Yeah.
So, but that's the point, that Narayan has done this once in 10 years. He'll do it again. That he's like Halley's Comet. Yeah. He'll again give you a fantastic batting year once every 10 years. But it's not that he's going to give it year after year. So I think, look, if you want to look at it, really KKR's season, I'll tell you where it finishes. Where KKR's season goes pear-shaped is in the auction. Okay, 23 crores, RCB still hold the rights to Venkatesh Iyer. This is straight up in the auction. 23 crores, they still hold the right. KKR go for that next bid. Okay. Now, what happens after that? KKR takes that next bid. Who all does RCB pick up after that? They pick up Jitesh Sharma, they pick up Hazelwood, okay, and they pick up, most importantly, Phil Salt. All with, they had enough money to go after these 3 because they did not invest that 23 odd, which KKR invested in Venkatesh Iyer. Yeah. So in that one auction situation, KKR potentially gave away 3 match-winning players, which RCB went on to buy later. Because had they bought that 23 crores, they wouldn't have been in contention to bid for any of those.
Wow. See, again, and I really want to add this here. Not grudging any player their paycheck, but we're talking about it strategically because remember, the money gets deducted from a purse which is fixed. So which means that since they can't bid for these players and because RCB didn't spend that money, if RCB had spent that money on one particular player, they would not have had perhaps the money to bid for 3 who changed the season for them.
Exactly.
One last evening, one kind of through the season. Phil Salt, just the kind of opener that he is. Yeah. He's a good, that's a really good point, a micro point about the auction. I just think that, we still don't know, and I guess we won't, about what went down with Shreyas Iyer, but for a trophy-winning captain not to get retained, whether it's a breakdown in negotiation or communication, neither should have happened.
And then they started the season searching for a captain. And they got their captain from a player who went unsold and came back the third time.
Yeah.
And the player who scored most runs for them.
Yeah.
And who scored them at a very decent strike rate.
True.
But my problem with KKR now is they're exactly where they were at the start of the season.
Yeah.
They're still looking for a wicketkeeper. They're still looking for a captain. Rahane might have a great Mushtaq Ali again and come back. They're still hoping that Sunil Narayan and Andre Russell will be at the core.
Still looking for an opening combination.
They're still looking for a position for one of the best young players in the tournament who got lost, Ankush Raghuvanshi. A lot of their players, on paper, look at the side, still on paper. Vaibhav Arora had a bad season, Harshit Rana has a bad season, Ramandeep has a bad season, Rinku Singh has a bad season. You can't budget for all that.
Yeah.
So they look at this team and say, were we really that bad, this team? And you'll find a lot of players were playing out of position. Where did Venkatesh Iyer score all his runs? Where did Ankush Raghuvanshi show all his promise? And it comes down to a wicketkeeper at the top, and what do you do with Sunil Narayan?
Yep.
So I think they start the next season exactly where they started this season.
Yeah, we spoke about...
Yeah, no green shoots here. Nothing new has happened which they have got hope for and saying, okay, this is emerged in the middle of the season. And see, what's your biggest problem? I have no problems at all with Ajinkya Rahane. I believe he's a great batter. He's a fantastic guy. He did his best. But the moment you play Ajinkya at 3, you're batting all the other guys out of position in your team. All the guys who delivered for you last year, you're batting them out of position. Look at the number of balls Rinku Singh is facing. 11 balls. Okay, Rinku Singh is one of the most expensive. He's your most expensive retention. He's averaging 11 balls. Venkatesh Iyer is averaging 10 balls and Venkatesh Iyer doesn't know, pads up and doesn't know where he's going to come into bat. Then suddenly you've come in and you put in Manish Pandey. Okay, and Manish Pandey is again an IPL great. He's one of the 3-4 guys who's been there for 15 years.
First 100 ever in the history of the tournament.
First Indian 100 ever.
Yeah, first Indian 100, sorry.
Yeah. But you look at it that way and you ask yourself and you say, I'm not playing Venkatesh Iyer, who's supposed to be my future. I'm not giving Rinku Singh a chance to bat at the right place. And I'm giving Manish Pandey opportunities. Who is the future of this franchise?
Yep.
So you're batting Ramandeep at 9. So all I'm saying is, if you have clarity of thought, and if you think about what KKR has, they are fantastic pieces. I firstly don't believe they're arranged in the right order. B, none of the pieces knew where they were going to walk out. Therefore, there's uncertainty in all their heads. Okay? And that's the one thing, say, somebody like a GT did very well or a Punjab did very well. Okay, this is our team. We know who's going to come out. We know who's responsible for it. And therefore, it's not so much the talent in the team, which I feel is still a very talented team. It's a top 4 team in terms of talent. It just, the way it was handled, the way the batting order was shuffled, and the way the captain was chosen as an afterthought, none of this did any justice to the team.
Yeah, most importantly, we're just going to stop the show for 2 seconds now. So deep breaths.
Can I do a little BTS behind the scenes?
Yeah. I just want Joy to keep doing that. And
you know, one of our friends just off camera was so concerned at Joy's show of emotion that he charged in while there was a single on Joy and changed his water and went back.
It's hot water.
Sir, aap pani pee lijiye thoda aur.
Yeah, just...
Are you sure it's not... I would have stronger stuff.
What do you think? Do you think the KKR fans are trying to poison you?
I just think I need stronger stuff than water when I'm talking about this.
But you know, if you look back, suppose I'm in KKR. Let's put ourselves in each franchise. I'm in KKR and I'm just saying, Joy Bhattacharjya just told me something very interesting. All the parts are there.
Yep. They're just not aligned
move
properly.
the parts around and get one good fast bowler.
Sir, the thing is that all the parts are there, but if you put a steering wheel where the wheel is supposed to be, it's not going to work, right? And that's what we're talking about, that it was just misaligned. That's why we spoke so much about this batting.
Yes.
I mean, it was just too many batters, right?
Can I tell you one more thing? Simple thing I'll tell you, okay? Your season's done, okay? Now, do you need to prove whether Manish Pandey is a good enough batter for next year? No. Who do you want to give a chance to? There is this kid who's been tearing it up in their practice matches, who's really good in practice, called Lavneet Sisodia.
Yep.
Okay? And Lavneet Sisodia, this is the ideal opportunity. Play him. Give him an opportunity. Let's see what you've got. Every other team has done it. We've seen Urvil Patel. We've seen Suryavanshi. We've seen Ayush Matre. Why haven't you tried your new guy?